Hi everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
And Linda.
We're the Village's Newcomers. You always want to know about day trips. Places we can go from where we live here in the southern part of the Villages. Today we're going to go about 30 miles. We're going to a little town called Eustis. It's on Lake Eustis, part of the Harris chain of lakes. We're going to get on a pontoon boat and hopefully have a good day.
I think we're going to have a great day. The weather is cooperating.
Well, it's
So
cooperating till noon. We'll see what happens after noon. Let's go. We made it. We're at Lake Adventures in downtown Eustis. 40-minute drive. How many miles?
I don't know.
24. 24.
24.
24 miles. Easy trip. And they met us here at our car and with a dolly, and we're putting the cooler and things on there. We're going to go down and pick out a pontoon boat. But tell them the bad news.
Bad news is where the radar says we're going to have some storms coming through. So, of course, this is Florida. Never know.
It's a little before 9. It's supposed to get big storms at 10. But hey, you deserve an adventure, right? Let's see what happens. Meet you right at your car with a dolly. Put your coolers and all your gear. And we're ready to go. Lake Eustis, part of that chain of lakes, connects to Lake Dora. We're going to head that way and go through the canal. You guys already know about the manatees around here. This is not the prime time for manatees, but they are here. And you have to watch your speed and some of the zones. They're no-wake zones. We don't want to injure one of those great animals. After parking our car, we made our way out to the docks where Lake Adventures has a small fleet of pontoon boats ready to go. Lake Eustis is beautiful. It's quite a large lake, about 7,800 acres. Here we go. Power boats, jet skis, pontoon boats. Today we've opted for a pontoon boat. The boat we've chosen is 20 feet long. Could probably easily take 8 or 10 people with us. You can see the beautiful, beautiful Lake Eustis. "40 minutes, 24-mile ride in your car. That's stop and go. That's why it took 40 minutes. Not a bad trip at all. Very new looking pontoon boats. Big Mercury motors. Definitely need that sun's shade here in Florida. Here they come. It's going to be our boat for the day. As long as it lasts, right, Linda?
That's all.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That's CJ.
Yes, sir.
He's running the place today. It's already cleaned this boat once today, but these little flies called midges get all over it.
Swarm on it.
They swarm.
Hey, shout out to Dora. Hi.
More than welcome to go out through there. If while you guys are out and about, you guys have any issues, give us a call at the Lake Adventures number. That'll ring directly over to my cell phone or over to my manager, Randy's. If while you guys are out and about, the boat decides it no longer wants to be a boat and wants to become a submarine, flotation devices are located here, and underneath this cubby here, there's 10 in total. You guys have over 3/4 of a tank of fuel, so that's about 12 hours of ride time, so you guys are plenty good on that. If while you guys are out and about, you decide you want to go for a swim, your anchor line is underneath this cubby right here. You're good, dude. You don't have to top up. Your anchor is down in that cubby locker right there. Your bow and your stern line is going to come with you guys. That way, if you decide you want to stop somewhere, you can anchor up or tie up. My other rule: go out, have fun, be safe, and that's it. All right.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, CJ, thanks for everything.
Yes, sir.
We're about to set out. Can you tell us just a little bit about the Harris Chain of Lakes and about Lake Adventures?
Lake Adventures, we've been here for going on a little over 2 years. This chain of lakes, you can actually go from this lake here all the way to the Atlantic Ocean or all the way to the Gulf, depending on how much time you guys have. We do have the manatees moving back into the lakes now that people are starting to clean them up a little bit more. But if you do head south on the lake, you're going to want to head southeast, which is going to be down into the left-hand side. That's where you'll have the entrance to the Dora Canal. It's extremely beautiful this time of year. Tons of little baby gators, migrating birds, everything like that. It's almost prehistoric when you're riding through.
All right, can you tell our folks what a pontoon boat rental like this costs?
So we're very affordable. So we do it by 4 8-hour days, either half or whole. So for during the week for 4 hours, it's $200. Fuel is included in all of our pricing. For a full 8 hours, it's only $250. So, you know, we're one of the most reasonable priced boat rental companies around. And then for the weekends, it's a little more expensive due to how busy we get. But for our 4 hour, it's $225, and for our 8 hour, it's $350. From here to the entrance to the canal, it's about 15 minutes. Okay. Once you get into the canal, it's about 18 minutes, depending on traffic. It's a no wake zone. And the way that it works is people that are exiting the canal into Eustis, they have the right of way over people going into the canal towards Lake Dora. You know, we turn around and head on up.
Fantastic.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have golfer's feet. My feet are white.
When you're backing up, just remember everything's opposite. So if the engine's facing this way in reverse, you can swing the bow the opposite. Let me get your bow line. You guys are all set. You guys have a wonderful day. Be safe, and I'll see you guys when you get back.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
Of course. You guys try to stay dry.
Hey, we will stay dry.
Well, the thing is if you go out on a boat and you get wet, or if you don't get wet, were you even out on a boat?
All right.
Tom will be our pilot for the first part of the voyage today. Today's trip each way should take a little more than an hour. The plan is to cruise across Lake Eustis, through the beautiful Dora Canal, on across Lake Dora, to the Lakeside Inn where we'll have a big lunch, and then repeat the trip back here to Lake Adventures. Water's very calm. Sky is so beautiful. Pontoon boat's the way to go. It rides so smoothly. Lake Eustis averages about 10 feet deep, a little bit deeper in some areas. Part of the Harris Chain of Lakes. There are 7 lakes in the Harris Chain: Lake Dora, Carlton, Beauclair, Lake Eustis, Lake Griffin, and you've got Big and Little Lake Harris. They're all connected. At one time, they were a favorite on the Bassmasters tour stop. Big largemouth bass come out of these waters. Here we're approaching the Dora Canal. That's a tree you see right ahead of us with ornaments. That's a landmark at the entrance to the Dora Canal from Lake Eustis. People bring an ornament and decorate the tree. Before we go into the Dora Canal, though, we have to take the top down. There are a couple of areas that the overhead clearance isn't what we need with this pontoon boat, so we'll take it down. We'll put it back up right after we go through the other side. That's why we took that top down. I think it would have made it even with it up, but why take a chance? It's easy to put up and down. Now we're in the Dora Canal. Getting my sea legs. The canopy of cypress trees, live oak trees, Spanish moss, lots of vegetation, very, very jungle-looking environment. Ferns. And there's boat traffic on the canal. Lots of people want to come down the Dora Canal. It's almost like stepping back in time. This end of the canal is very much nature. As we go toward the other end, you'll see more homes. Well, what a lovely, relaxing way to spend a morning just cruising down the Dora Canal. By the way, the pontoon boat is very easy to operate. You just have a no-wake zone here, so you keep the motor down to a pretty slow speed. That way it's safer to drive, and you see that turtle? Safer to drive, and you won't harm any wildlife when you're going slow like this. Looks like this fellow's bass fishing. He said he hadn't had any luck yet. Always scanning the trees for these beautiful birds. This beautiful canal was named after a lady. Her name was Miss Dora Ann Drowdy. Now, she lived in the mid-1800s. She was a homesteader. When federal surveyors came to survey this area, she greeted them with hospitality. And in 1846, the surveyors named Lake Dora for her, and years later, the small but growing town was named for the lake. The Dora Canal is about 1.25 miles long. Just beautiful. You can see how tropical it looks through here, almost jungle-like. And in 1951, the Dora Canal was used to reshoot some of the river scenes from the classic movie African Queen. If you remember, that movie starred Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. As CJ told us before we started, there's lots of wildlife on the Dora Canal. We'll see ibis and herons. We even saw fulvous whistling ducks, turtles, alligators. Saw a big sturgeon come up and roll over with its armor-plated back. almost expecting a monkey to jump out of one of these trees onto the boat. These big old cypress trees lean out over the water. And the Dora Canal, as well as Lake Dora and Lake Eustis, are home to tour groups. You might have seen our video, I don't know, probably 6 months ago, where we featured these CatBoats that you see coming at us. That was a blast. They're fast, but you just cruise along at a no-wake speed inside the canal, but lots of fun. The CatBoats would be more of an adventure if you have a need for speed. The pontoon boat is laid back. Bring your cooler, bring some towels, some sunglasses, some sunscreen. Just have a nice, relaxing day just puttering along the Dora Canal. Get out on the main lakes and enjoy the sun. So much to look at and see. As you get near the Lake Dora end, you're going to find more settlements, more docks and homes. How nice would it be to own a place here? Just step out your back door to the beautiful Dora Canal. Captain KC takes over as pilot. That top is still down. There's plenty of low-hanging trees here. We could have maneuvered around them, but it's safer to have it down. There's the ornamental lighthouse that signals the end of the Dora Canal. Coming up real soon. There's a tour boat coming. I don't think they'll have much room to spare when they come under that bridge. We're gonna sit back and wait for him. Hey, he's fishing. But I asked him also. No luck yet. It's great to take a tour and see the canal and sights around the canal, but it's even better when you're piloting your own boat and you can stop when you want and even throw an anchor out if you like. In fact, we spent a little extra time in the canal. We turned around and went back. Taking another pass through here to enjoy the shade. Then we'll get out on the open water and head to the restaurant. We felt like this was a really affordable afternoon of entertainment. A little gator. Almost looks like a statue, but he's not. Kayakers. That's a fun way to spend a day. That little gator won't bother them. Getting ready to put that top up to head across the lake. One more bridge to go under. There we go, we just made it. And out into Lake Dora. Lake Dora is also roughly 7,000 acres, and it's not a deep lake. It averages 8 feet deep. You might remember the video from a couple of months ago where I rode in the Tico Bell, that vintage C-47 airplane, and we dumped skydivers into the Lake Dora. What a day that was. That top comes in handy for shade, but today that beautiful cloud cover was nice. We're smoothly traveling at top speed on that pontoon boat, making our way across the lake. The weatherman called for rain off and on today, but so far we've been extremely lucky. In today's day and age, you can travel with GPS, so we just plugged in the Lakeside Inn, and we're heading for it across this big body of water. Going near Tavares, that's the Seaplane capital of the world, I think, is what they call it. And they've built a new marina for seaplanes there, and we saw them dotting the shoreline. And you may remember our video from about 8 or 10 months ago where we went with Jones Brothers flying over Lake Dora. That was fun. We had a great pilot. Her name was Skylar. She did a bunch of touch and goes for us. And that's another adventure right here on Lake Dora. Very calm water. In full disclosure, though, it's not going to stay calm. We had planned to end the video as we arrived at the restaurant, and Linda and I would do our sign-off. So that's exactly what we did. And then we were going to ride the pontoon boat back across this lake, through the canal, across Lake Eustis, and back to Lake Adventures. But while we were in the restaurant, the wind started blowing, the clouds start rolling in, it started raining. So Tom and I decided we would take the boat back by ourselves, leave everybody at the restaurant, get our car, and go pick them up. And that's exactly what we did. So the sign-off you're going to see at the end of this video was shot pretty close to this time, and not after the rains hit. Even though we took the boat back in the rain, it motored along just beautifully, and the weather was no problem at all, other than we got wet. So here we are, we're just about pulling into the dock at the restaurant. Everybody will disembark and we'll go up and we'll have a good meal. And that's a trip I would highly recommend to anybody. Even if you don't have boating experience, I think you could handle this. So here we're going to segue into after the meal. Tom and I got in the boat. We backed away from the dock. And although not raining yet, it's coming. That's a beautiful building, the Lakeside Inn. You can eat on the veranda or in the old dining room. Calvin Coolidge, Dwight Eisenhower, lots of famous people have been to that inn. And here we go. I'm putting the pedal to the metal, so to speak. We're going to try to fly back across this lake, get through the canal, and get back to our car as quickly as possible. It's pretty close to an hour's trip. That picture you see is from the GoPro. I have it lashed to the front of the boat. And you can see it's not too bumpy, choppy, but it's raining, and it's raining pretty hard. Although I'm not a hunter any longer. Years ago, I loved to hunt in the rain, loved to fish in the rain. You get out in the rain and you get soaked, you know you're alive, you know you've done something. It's easy to stay in the house and watch the Andy Griffith Show. But I don't regret getting out there and getting wet once in a while. And we're heading back. We've sped it up through a time lapse and we're just about back to the dock. We're going to collect our car. And here's our high and dry sign off.
Well, that's going to do it for our outing today.
Yeah, we had a good time with good friends.
Yes.
We put in on Lake Eustis through Lake Adventures. Highly recommend them. This pontoon boat is great.
It's beautiful, very smooth.
You know, when you think about it, that's great entertainment. You're out in nature. This canal is fabulous. $200 for a 4-hour rental. So if you take 8 people, that's $25 each. You can't beat that.
No.
Well, we had a good time. The weatherman cooperated, and we're sure glad you came along with us.
Until next time.
See you when you get here.